Have you ever wondered if one story from history could change the way we see the world? What if the events behind a simple wooden cross weren't just legends, but real events that shaped human history? Today, we're going on a journey to explore the evidence and ask the big question: is Christianity true? Imagine standing on a lonely hill at sunset, a single wooden cross silhouetted against dramatic clouds. It's a symbol of faith, sacrifice, and hope, but it also raises a question. Did the story behind this cross really happen? To answer that, we need to step back in time and look closely at the world in which these events unfolded. The first century was dominated by the Roman Empire, stretching across the Mediterranean world. Maps from the time reveal bustling cities, busy roads, and trade routes connecting distant lands. Understanding this world helps us see how a small movement in Judea could grow to influence the entire globe. In small villages, dusty roads wound between stone houses. A teacher named Jesus walked among the people, sharing teachings about love, fairness, and the kingdom of God. Archaeological evidence shows that these villages, their roads, and their customs were real, providing a backdrop for a story that would change history. At the same time, Roman soldiers patrolled the streets of Jerusalem, enforcing the law. Their presence reminds us that this was a politically tense time. It was under this backdrop that one of history's most debated events took place: the crucifixion of Jesus. Inside quiet rooms, ancient scrolls and manuscripts were carefully preserved. These texts recorded Jesus' teachings, his miracles, and the events surrounding his death. Scholars today study these documents, comparing multiple sources, checking consistency, and analyzing historical reliability. It's like detective work, but with history. The crucifixion itself is widely confirmed. Roman records, along with non-Christian writings, tell us that Jesus was executed under Pontius Pilate. Archaeologists have even discovered evidence of Roman crucifixion practices, showing that the gospel accounts match real historical practices. After Jesus' death, he was laid in a tomb. And here, where things get really interesting, multiple sources report that the tomb was empty. Could this be a legend, a theft, or something else entirely? Historians carefully consider these possibilities, but the story doesn't end there. Initially, the disciples were scared and in hiding, but soon, they were boldly preaching in public, risking their lives to spread the message they believed was true. Such a dramatic transformation makes historians sit up and ask, what could have motivated them to act with such courage?
If this video is giving you value, go ahead and tap like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. God bless.
Ancient letters and manuscripts circulated among early Christian communities, preserving the teachings of Jesus and documenting the belief in his resurrection. Many of these documents survive today, giving us a window into what early followers thought and why they were so convinced. Archaeological discoveries back up these stories. Excavations in first-century towns reveal homes, marketplaces, and tombs that match descriptions in the texts. Even small details like burial customs and local geography align perfectly with the gospel accounts. Interestingly, women were the first to report the empty tomb. In a society where women's testimony was often discounted, their inclusion in multiple sources actually strengthens the credibility of the accounts. The resurrection claim remains the most debated and intriguing part of the story. Scholars look at eyewitness testimony, historical context, and cultural clues to ask, could this extraordinary event really have happened? The conviction and courage of early believers is a key piece of evidence to consider. Christianity didn't just remain a story, it shaped civilizations. Hospitals, schools, universities, art, and moral systems were all influenced by the teachings of Jesus. The story's impact on culture, ethics, and human behavior is one more piece of the evidence puzzle. Even today, people study these events, visiting ancient sites, reading manuscripts, and reflecting on the claims. Every artifact, every scroll, every archaeological discovery helps us understand what likely happened and why it matters. Modern science and philosophy also contribute to the discussion. From the fine-tuning of the universe to questions about consciousness and morality, these investigations invite reflection on the possibility of divine design or purpose. So, is Christianity true? Historical records, eyewitness testimonies, archaeological evidence, and the radical transformation of Jesus' followers all provide clues. Absolute certainty may be elusive, but examining the evidence critically gives us a fascinating, thought-provoking journey into history. As the sun rises over the mountains, it reminds us of hope, reflection, and the search for truth. Whether approached as faith, history, or philosophy, this story encourages curiosity, investigation, and understanding. And finally, as the screen fades to black, the message is simple: explore, question, and reflect. The search for truth is a journey open to everyone, inviting us to weigh the evidence and think for ourselves.